I've had some issues regarding my camera, and I don't have a camera right now, so I apologize for everybody watching on Facebook, YouTube, and um, and Periscope. So I apologize. My camera has given out, so you're going to only see the charts here for. But everybody on TikTok, I'm definitely on TikTok, so is working there. So just so that we get into it, here we go with the Dallas trading floor for Tuesday, the 16th of um, the 16th of September. So I will share my screen. Here we go. Basically, we are still in a confirmed uptrend. The uptrend is under pressure, but we are in the uptrend. The Nasdaq is at 11,200, and we're up $10 and 14 cents, which is absolutely amazing. So I do think that we may be ending this period where we don't have where we don't have the, we're not under pressure anymore, but currently we're under pressure. And what that means is you need to be very careful about sizing your positions. It's not a good time to be overweight anything. And of course, you don't want to be short anything right now. But basically, the best thing is to have about 50% in cash and then the rest in 4 positions. So that's kind of what I'm going to go through here today on the show. So here we go. Basically, we have a situation where the Spider, which is the world's largest ETF, of course, is basically trading. It's bounced off the 200-day moving average, and it looks like it's going higher. Now, the important level for the Spider is at 340, and it made that right before it retraced back down to when the COVID-19 thing started, basically being at its low on March 23rd, and that was at a level of 211. So we are seeing some strong action off of the 50-day moving average. So that portends very well. There's only one area that is potentially a problem, and that is with the volume, and it has fallen off a little bit on the volume. So that might be a concern. So hopefully we will get. We'll get through this period where we don't have the full, where we're not in a full confirmed uptrend. Right now we're in an uptrend under pressure, so you've got to be a little bit careful about sizing your positions. Also, with the QQQ Trust, it has bounced convincingly off the 200-day moving average. Now, it's pulled back a little bit today at 277, but the important key level on this is about 250. So we're looking pretty good on the Invesco QQ True Trust. And by the way, this morning there was a very, very large IPO. You're probably familiar with it. It was a IPO on a thing called Snowflake, which was really tremendous. Which was a tremendous thing for everybody. Basically, I'm showing the charts on YouTube. You can go to youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor and see that. So I apologize. I had a little bit of technical difficulty. My camera gave out this morning, and that's why I wasn't on the air right at 2:30. So I do apologize for that, and hopefully I can get and answer everybody's questions with just the audio for today. So that's kind of the way it's going to go for today. Also wanted to show you a very interesting top-rated gold stock. The symbol is NEM, Newmont Mining, and this is part of the small portfolio. It's just moved into a buy zone, and I do think there's going to be some renewed interest in some of the gold shares. So this is one that is moving very nicely as well, and it is part of the small portfolio, and I just wanted to run through that with you. So basically, the next thing I want to kind of cover very quickly, and this is what I've been talking about to everyone. And by the way, if you're looking on TikTok, you can see this chart as I show it on the air. And what this is how I'm going to trade Tesla going into Battery Day. And of course, everybody knows that Battery Day is going to be the 22nd of September. So it's basically coming up next week. So basically, we have about a week in which we can probably do quite well in Tesla. And I'm going to kind of show you on this chart sort of how I'm planning to trade it. And here it is. Basically, what we're talking about here is this is the channel for Tesla. These two outer red lines, and this basically is the minimum and the maximum of where it is trading. Now, because it has been trading the way it has, with a very, very steep angle of ascent like this, it is basically trading, the programming traders are trading it back to the 21-day line. That's the green line here. I don't know if you can see it. Now, right now it is trading above this amount, but I will be a buyer when it pulls back to 412.20, because at that point I believe it will reverse higher. Now I am looking basically to trade it from about 412.20 or thereabouts, maybe 415 on up to about 525 or 550, and this is where I think it will end the day before battery day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade it basically up from about 412.20 or 415 on up to about 525 or 550. Now I'm going to sell my position before battery day. Typically that's when you get the highest prices. So if this is of interest to you, what we can do is we will put this out on a trade alert, and I just want to show you how you can get on that list. If you're not already on the list for Dallas Trading Floor, then you can easily get on the list by going to going to dallastradingfloor.com, and I'm going to put that up right now. There we go. And free trade alerts, basically, it's all free, and you go to Dallas Trading Floor, and it will come up. Now, hopefully, I'm going to get that. Yeah, there we go, Dallas Trading Floor. There we go. So subscribe to the free trade alerts, and it is all free at www.dallastradingfloor.com. And if you're on TikTok, super duper easy. All you have to do to get on there is to go to my bio, hit the link, and you'll be taken right to the sign up page. So without much ado, thank you for waiting, and go to the comments. The first one is from, hey, DraftKings, excellent. DraftKings, as you know, is part of my watch list on the small portfolio. So let's look at DraftKings DKNS. I think it's right. Is that right? DKNS? Did I put that in there correct? Let's see if I did. DKNS. Let's see if I get that right. No. DKNS. I think that's right. DKNS? No. DNKS. DNKS. So let's see if that comes up. No, it's not recognized. So how about DraftKings? Let me get the symbol for that. And DraftKings is and of course I can't find it. DKNG. Sorry, GKNG is the symbol on that. Should remember that. DKNG. And there we go. Here's DraftKings. Just show you so you can see the chart on it. And basically what we have here on DraftKings is, of course it's an IPO. It's done extremely well. It's at relative strength of 99, so it's very good. Now, it is not it did gap up. There isn't really a true buy point on this, but if there was, it would be about 43.73. Currently, it's trading at 51.21. Now, the question is, do you wait for the pullback or do you buy it here? I would wait for a pullback, and the pullback that I would wait for would be about 44. That's where I would be buying it. I might buy it all the way up to about 47. So that's kind of my thought on that. Let's look at the daily chart to see if we could find any buy points on that. Yeah, okay. So yeah, just as I thought, the buy point on this really is about 44.79. And it does look like it's moving right up the 21-day average. Now, here's the thing: if you do buy it extended like this, currently it's trading for 51.27. If you do buy it extended like this, you have to realize it may pull back to the 21-day line, and currently the 21-day line is 40.32. So that's how I would play DraftKings. I think it's a very strong issue, very, very good. Very, very good, very, very good issue. So that's how I would be playing DraftKings. Is I would probably not buy it at the level that it's at currently. I would wait until there was a pullback, and I think about 46 to 47 would be an ideal place to buy DraftKings. And again, it's an excellent issue, so I don't have any problems with that. Okay, and do you think of shorting Nicola? No, I didn't really think of shorting. You remember when I was talking about Nicola, I was very dubious about Nicola, and unfortunately, my suspicions were were realized. There's a lot of fraud going on in Nicola, and it looks like Mary Barra, who is a very hapless CEO. I mean, it's so sad. She was put in by the Obama administration when GM declared bankruptcy in 2009, and she's been a very poor CEO. To be frank, she's run it wasn't all her fault. She took over a very leaky ship, but she has really not been up to the job, and they basically have a pact with Nicola, and apparently Nicola has created some fraud. So really, you don't want to short it. I just don't want to even be involved with it right now. It's just too weird. Anyways, a stock that I like better, and that's Nvidia. I love Nvidia. The only issue that I had with Nvidia right now is the fact that it's very far extended, and it is pulled back to the 21-day line. I want to show you this chart because it's very interesting, and this is why I always try to buy on a pullback to the 21-day line. Now, as you can see, there's a green line here. And by the way, if you're looking on TikTok, I'm actually simulcasting this on YouTube at youtube.com/DallasTradingFloor. So you can see it there. But it looks as if we are pulling back to the 21-day line. It is down today. It looks like we may get a bounce at about 503. And it's right at 503. So I do suspect that very shortly, based on this. Now, it's true, there's a lot of selling going on. I think we're going to see a reversal. I would wait about 2 or 3 days, but let's see if it reverses right at about the 21-day line, and that's going to be about 500. So it's an excellent stock, but I do think it possibly will reverse. Let's look at the channels on it, just so that I can see if that would make any sense at all. So I'm going to pull the channel markers up here. That's the lower channel, and let's see if I can put a upper channel in there as well. And the upper channel, boy, this is really diverged. This is giving us a very big scatter shot here. So this isn't really a tight channel, and this this shows to me that it is probably going to be trending lower. So it looks like it's going to trade down to the 21-day line. The 21-day line is at 501. So you might want to set an alert at 501 and see if it reverses at about 501. If it reverses higher, I think it's a buy, but I just don't like to buy them if they're trending down to the 21-day line. I like to see a reversal on that before I go any further. But that's kind of where I would be trading it with Tesla. So Tesla, excuse me, with Nvidia. Great stock, by the way. Jim, I have 250 shares of Apple bought at $38 a share. Wow. Holding is making me nervous. Sell? You know what? Here's what I would do with Apple. Boy, that's great. You ought to be popping a cork because you've done a great job. I'm holding. I have 100 shares of Apple, but not nearly as good a price as you did. You have really done great. So I'm going to just look at the chart for Apple really quick. I always like to take a look at the chart first to see what's going on. Boy, you have really done well. Okay, now what's going to happen here? And I, of course, you can't see this, unfortunately, because I'm simulcasting it on YouTube at youtube.com/DallasTradingFloor. But if you pop over to there, you can see it. You can definitely see it there. But basically, it looks like it is pulled back below the 21-day line. The next stop on this, and it's pulled back. I'm afraid the next stop for Apple is probably about 109. That's basically almost a round trip from where I bought it. So I do think that you might want to sell half your position now, and then and see if there's a bounce at 109. That's kind of the next really big place that it's probably going to go there. So 109 is a key level for Apple. So wow, you've done great and fantastic. Snow looks like a 70 billion stock. Why Buffett bought with 30 billion of valuation? Well, Warren Buffett, let me just explain something. Warren Buffett is what they call a value investor, and for the last 10 years, if you look at the performance of Berkshire Hathaway, basically, the only thing that has saved Warren Buffett has been the fact that about 2 years ago, after much cajoling, and he entered a position in Apple, and Apple has basically made up for all of the losses that he's taken in the things like the banks, like J.P. Morgan, and so he's kind of gotten the religion of technical investing, and that's one of the reasons I think he's going with Snowflake. Snowflake's going to be a great thing, but it's really a little too early to buy it right now. I'm going to show you a chart here, and the problem with it is it just came out today. It looks like it's settling about the 250 level, 260 level. It did pop up as high today. It was all the way up, basically all the way up almost to 300. It was originally priced, this offering was originally priced at 120, so it really came out as strong. Here's the thing about IPOs, and I have to remind myself too, because I love to jump on these IPOs, but the best is to wait about 3 months and see how it trades. Now, typically, an IPO, even the best IPOs, will trade up initially, and then they will trade down typically for about 2 months. And then as they get more institutional buying, they get more analysts covering it, that's when you see it start to trend up. I want to buy it on the trend up. Not as it's adjusting out of the gate, because a lot of very good hedge funds are basically making all their money back. They're taking their risk off. They've put it through quite a few years of losses. They're going to get back some of their money now. So, and it has excellent fundamentals, but wait about 3 months to buy it, because I do think that might be a good idea to see how it's going to trade over a longer period of time than just an IPO. Okay, so we had, this is interesting. SRNE. Let's look at this. This is also an interesting stock, SRNE, and that is Sorrento Therapeutics. I did have this in my small portfolio. I did sell out before the earnings, and I want to show you this chart. Now, this is something that I do very frequently, is that if I have a highly rated stock coming into earnings, and as you can see, there was earnings right there, I typically will sell it right before earnings, and then that's what exactly happened this time. It looks like it has pulled below the 21-day line. If it's pulling below the 21-day line, even if it has a very strong relative strength, which this definitely does at 98, it still is suspect. Now, it has just moved above the 21-day line. We're starting to get where you could possibly watch list this. I want to see this move above I want to see this move above the 40-day line, about $9 before I'm even interested in buying it. But you could watch list this one because it has some very good volume, and it's a good company. It's just very volatile, and being that it's an under $10 stock, typically those ones are a little bit harder to buy because they're much more volatile. So that's kind of my take on that. Okay, so what is the buy point on it now? Servicenow is a great company. By the way, the CEO of Snowflake was the former Servicenow guy, and he is kind of a legend. So he has done really well. So let's look at Servicenow. Again, this has been a high flyer. This is definitely one that you want. If you can get into it, it's not a bad one. Its relative strength is 91, which is excellent. I typically try to look at things that are at least 80 on the relative strength, but it's pulling back to the 21-day line. The 21-day line is where I would consider buying it. Now, why do I always talk about this 21-day line? Well, this is the line typically that most of the programmatic traders use to buy. So when it moves to the 21-day line, if it's a really good issue, then there'll be programmatic buying. If it moves up too much, if it moves out of the range, then there will be selling, and so forth. So this 21-day line, this green line, is very important. Now, the line below it, the red line here on the charts, and by the way, I'm simulcasting this for everybody on TikTok, on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/DallasTradingFloor, and hopefully you should be able to get to the thing. This is episode number 132. B. And why? Because I had a little trouble coming out with the first show. So unfortunately, my camera didn't work, so I had to kind of scramble around. And this is actually show number 132B. So I just wanted to tell you that my camera right now is not working, and so I having an issue there. Oh, we just have the bell for we just had the end of the trading day there. So now this is the time that we're going to do the analysis. And again, I'm looking to see how Tesla is trading, so that I can be in it at the right moment. So let me put up my see. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. No voice, but the other. So let's look at how Tesla ended, and see how close we are to that buy point that I was considering. Yeah, it did pull back, and I want to show you this on the screen, just so that you can see it, and see how I'm going to trade it. This is the screen line here. This is the 21-day average. Currently, it's pulled back a little bit, but I suspect that being in the channels here, we're going to look to see it pull back a little bit, and I will probably try to buy this if I can get it at about 412. Now, it was a down day today. I suspect it might be a down day tomorrow. I'm not sure. It may move up from here. Very hard to tell with Tesla because Tesla tends to be very volatile. But as it moves back to the 21-day line, that's the time to buy it. Now, I'm only looking to buy it when it is on an uptick, so I wouldn't buy it today. But I'm only looking to buy it when it's on an uptick, and I'm basically only looking to hold it about a week. For next week, because we're going into the battery day. So that's going to be how I'm going to be trading it. So I just wanted to show you that at the close for Tesla. So here we go. Okay, so let's look at another question. Thoughts on U-Haul? U-Haul, is that U-Haul? Okay, U-Haul. U-Haul is probably doing very well in California as everyone is moving out of there. And I'm probably doing very well elsewhere, because anytime there's any disruption in the economy, it seems like U-Haul does well because people have to move. No, I had the wrong one. Provides, okay, yeah, this is U-Haul. Okay, wow, interesting chart. I probably would not be in this, but I'm looking at it. It's moving up the 21-day line. So let's look at the chart on this. Not a bad call. It's a kind of an expensive stock at 377. It does look like there is a channel here that is moving higher. So let's see if we can put a channel line on it and see if I can. Hopefully I'll get this right. Third time's the charm. No, maybe not. Okay, so here we go. So well, I guess we're not. I guess it's not drawing. But there is definitely a channel moving up here on that. So let's see if I can get the drawing tool here. I'm having trouble. I seem like I'm having all kinds of issues today on my my tools here. So let's see if we can get that. Okay, so this is the channel as it's trading now. So hopefully, there we go. There's the channel, as you can see, and this is going to be the channel here. So it's really kind of a mixed bag in terms of where it's going. It does look like it's trending up along the 21-day line, but I would wait until it gets closer and pulled back a little bit closer to this 21-day line. This is a watch list. This isn't really a buy at this point. So, but I thank you for the question. It's a good company. Just don't really think it's really a buy right now. I'd probably be a watch list on this one. For me. So that's basically it. Good afternoon. Hey, good run on INO and SRNE. Well, thank you. That was a little bit ago. INO was a little bit ago. I'm glad that you were able to get in there and make some money, because hopefully that's the Innovo. Yeah, right now this just isn't a buy right now with this chart on Innovo INO. Let me show you the chart. And that basically is not a buy at the moment, just because, as you can see, we're downward trending, and we don't want to ever be downward trending if we can avoid it. We don't really want to buy on a downward trend, and that's definitely that. Even though it does gap up today, we're above the 40-day moving average, we're still below the 21-day. So there's a lot of buying in there, but let's just see if we can get back to near where the buy point was, and that was about at 33. So probably wouldn't, if I'm not in it right now, I probably wouldn't be in it at the moment, just because it just doesn't, it's not set up right to be to be there. Hey, like your show, thank you, man. Okay, like I said, only when to buy an uptrend. So can you please advise on CRC? By the way, that's one of the first thing. That's one of the first risk lessons that I learned the hard way when I was investing in stock, and that is never buy anything that isn't on an uptrend. I know that sounds so obvious, but you'd be surprised at how many people will buy something in a downtrend. Don't want to do it. Ooh, look at that. Caesars Entertainment. Great. Actually, you know, when everything reopens, the gambling stocks might be very good. I'm a little bit leery right now because they depend on people going to Vegas, and unfortunately, with this COVID thing, people can't go. But this is a nice looking chart. There was a consolidation here. The 21 day has moved above the 200 day. That's excellent. This is being accumulated, and it does look very, very good. So let's see if we can. I want to check to see if I can figure out if this is a buy or not, okay? Because we want to look and see what the funds are owning it. Well, let's see. Come on, Columbia Small Cap is on at 2%. That's very good. Let's look at the industry and sector. Well, the industry's down a little bit, but it's ranked number 4, so that's really good. And let's look at the buying checklist. I can't recommend this one. Sad, because I do like the gambling stocks. But this one only makes, now, in order for it to be a recommend, it has to have the right chart pattern, but it also has to have the list of fails or not. So this has 4 fails out of 9. So unfortunately, I can't buy it. It must be 6 or better for me to buy it. So thank you for that information. This is a watch list. Let's wait on this one a little bit. It's not a buy right now, but boy, it could be good in the near future. So thank you very, very much for that, and that's a good way to buy. Okay, so here we go. Big C Commerce. Okay, Big C. Is it? I think it's symbol Big C, BIGC, BIGC. Kind of like, yeah. Is that right? Big C Commerce. Let me see if I have give a symbol for that. Big C. C. Okay. All right. So let me get that. Let's see if I. Okay. What is the Big C Commerce holding? Quote. Wow. Okay. Well, BIGC. Okay. Well, I stand corrected. That's the symbol. So I should be able to get that BC Commerce Holding. Okay. No, this is a typical IPO. Here, everybody, if you could see this, I want you to take a look at this, because this is very indicative of how Snow is going to trade as well. This is an IPO, and it's relatively recent, as you can see. Now, this has only been out for about 1.5 months, so it's not time yet. This is very, very typical of how an IPO trades. It moves up initially, and then it moves down. Typically, that's in the first 3 weeks, and then it spikes up, and then it moves down again. So this is not a buy, unfortunately, for Big C. It's a watch list, but not a buy. I wouldn't buy this one yet. Wait maybe another month or two, see if it confirms to the upside, and then we can possibly buy it. So let's kind of look and see on what the checklist says. And the checklist, unfortunately, doesn't agree with us either, which I'm kind of not surprised at. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 7. So that's 4 out of 9. So that isn't good enough, unfortunately, to buy this. So I thank you very much for the question, but it's not good enough. This is not a good enough chart. Don't buy Big C. Maybe watch list it, but don't buy it. Okay. SM. Okay. So Snow is okay. Cool. Oh, okay. BA. Okay. This is a fallen angel. This used to be one of the greatest stocks in the Dow ever, Boeing Aircraft. But unfortunately, with the COVID thing, a lot of their orders have been canceled. So they are just not in a really good situation. I want to show you this chart because this is a chart that you absolutely don't want to buy under any circumstances. Now, this may be a good short, but it's not a good buy. And the reason is because look at this 200-day moving average. It's moving to the downside. It's going from the upper left-hand corner to the lower right-hand corner, and that is not what you want to see. and it's trending below the 21-day average. So this is absolutely not a buy. This is a run, get away. The house is burning, and this is Boeing too. So I'm really sad to say this because a lot of people probably are going to lose their jobs in the Seattle area, and I think that's awful, and they could have been done so much better than they did. But whatever. Again, they need a management change there, I think, as well. But don't buy Boeing. It really does not going to give you the kind of results you're probably looking for. It's probably going to go down further, unfortunately. So, not one you want to not one when you want to jump in on this. What do you think about LAC? I read something about Tesla having a contract with them. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about you have to be very careful about the Me Too companies with Tesla, because there's a lot of companies out there that would like to be Tesla, but they just aren't. Like Nikola is one of those examples. Well, it's looking to look pretty good. Lithium America. Now, here is the misnomer about lithium. You would think, you would think that lithium, you would think that lithium would be the thing to have if we were going to electric cars, right? Because they have lithium-ion batteries. And you would be sort of right. But actually, the biggest component of these batteries is not lithium, it is cobalt. So it's cobalt really that's the hard to get mineral, and not lithium. So I am not a fan of the lithium industry. Now that said, this thing has been trading great. This has been up, up, up. I mean, it's a 98 rating. But let's see if I even want to consider buying it. So I'm going to look at the checklist, and you know what? This just isn't good enough. It's only 5 out of 9 on the checklist. The earnings per shares are down. The relative strength is good. The accumulation is good. The earnings per share last quarter down. Current price down. So you just put it on the watch list. This may be good later, but there's so many other good things that you can buy besides this. I don't think that this is where you want to be. So I wouldn't recommend LAC at this point. I wouldn't. It doesn't make it. Thoughts on Snow and Nvidia? Well, I shared some of my thoughts on Snow. The problem with Snow is that any IPO, when it comes out of the gate, it's just too early. You really need to have it seasoned for about 3 months. It did come out very strong today. Initially, it was priced at 120, and then it traded up almost to 300. But then it's pulled back, and currently it is trading. It closed. Let's see how Snow closed. And I will get you that. Yeah, Snow closed. It closed up but then down. So basically, it has moved down to 255, but it did trade up over 300. So I want to show you this chart. And this is one of the reasons why it can be very dangerous to buy a IPO, because typically the first thing that happens is it falls in price. And that's exactly what happened here. It went from a little bit over 300, about 320, all the way down to about 225 when it opened. Now remember, it was priced at 120, but it opened, and then it proceeded then to basically go down. So wait about 3 months on this. This is a great stock potentially, but you want to wait on this one, get it seasoned a little bit, and then it might be the great buy that you want. Okay, so next question, thought on TTD, hold or sell. The Trade Desk, this is a real great company, by the way, TTD. And what this company does is this forms a marketplace for online ads. Facebook and Google provide online marketplace for online ads, but Trade Desk basically does it to all the other websites. So it's very, very good. Now, would I sell this thing? I probably would, and I'll show you why I would. Okay. Now, the question is, will this break down or not? But this is the beginning potentially of a fall from grace, and here's why I want to show this to you. If you'll notice, the 40-day line has been crossed. The 21-day line has moved below just barely the 40-day line, and there is selling going on. So basically what's happening is people are taking the profits. Now, could it turn around? Absolutely. But the trend on TTD is down. So if you have profits in this, consider selling, because that might be a way to protect. I do think it may drop potentially down to, below the $400 level, and then if it drops below the 200-day line, you definitely have to sell. Now it looks like here's what's happened. It looks like it has fallen through the 40-day line and then trying to rally up to that 40-day line, but unfortunately that rally is not succeeding. So my advice on TTD: if you have profits, great. I would sell half, take some of your profits off, because this stock is probably going to be turning over and moving lower. So still a great stock. It's a great company, but I think that its run, at least for right now, might be over. And remember, we're not in a confirmed uptrend. We're in an uptrend under pressure, and that's a big deal, because in those, the forward the momentum of the upside is lower. So you got to be more careful. What do you think about AT&T? For full disclosure, my brother used to work for AT&T. It used to be the greatest and widest held stock in the world. I don't think it's a good stock at all. Basically, what they're having to do is, because they're so loaded up with debt, that they're going to have to sell off their crown jewels. And that's exactly what's happening with Telephone, or AT&T. This is a bad chart. It is a downward trending chart. Look at this relative to this RS rating. You see this blue line here? This is the S&P 500, and how it's trading to the S&P 500. So this is it has been underwhelming, and then it did kind of rally a little bit, but it's going to be more underwhelming. This is not one you want to own. Earnings are in bed 36 days. I don't think I think they'll be okay, but the problem with AT&T is that they have way too much debt, and they're having to sell off the company in order to pay it, and that's not a good thing. So I wouldn't be interested in owning it at this time. Tesla price target for 1025. That's a good question. I can't give you an exact number, obviously, because I don't have the ability to look into the future. But I will show you a study that I did last night, to kind of give me an idea of how I'm going to be trading. I'm going to be trading Tesla, and I'll pull that up here in just a second. Here we go. And by the way, if you're on TikTok, it is available on YouTube, where I'm showing you actually these charts. So where am I looking in about the November timeframe? Well, I'm just going to follow my pen right up there. I think it could be as high as 650 to 700 if it continues on this trend line. Now, will it continue on this trend line? We will see. But basically, the channels tell me that we have a very steep ascent, and we haven't broken the trend yet. So I do think that by October, we could potentially be in the 600 range. So that's my answer on that. And that's absolutely incredible, because it's already split once. So I'm very bullish on Tesla, at least for right now. It may change character, but for right now, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good on that. All right, what's up, Jenny? Thanks. All right. Thoughts on Tesla drop today? Well, it's not surprising that it dropped, because it's moving back to the 21-day average. Let me explain why that is the case. So I'm going to put this up on the screen, the question, because it's a very good question, and I want to show you why it is pulling back to the 20-day line. The Tesla is a very high flying stock, and it tends to move up more and more quickly than you'd like. So here I'm going to pull back, and I'm going to show you why I believe it pulled back. And the reason is because it's pulling back to this green line here. This is called the 21-day line. So that right now, the stock is pulling back to this 21-day line. Currently, today, that's at about 400, okay? So where is it going to be in the future? Well, I think it's obviously going to go higher, because we're seeing this in an uptrend, but the stock got ahead of itself, and I do believe it's going to pull back there. That's why I have a buy limit order in at 412.50, and I also own it as well. Now, where did I buy it? Well, when I bought it the last time, I bought it on the pullback to the 40-day line. I trade on these lines, because as it pulls back, then it will bounce, and then it moves up. Right now, it's pulling back to the 21-day line. That's exactly where it's pulling back to. And the 21-day line, right now, today, is about 400. Now, where will it be in the next few days? It'll probably be about 412. that's where I'm probably going to be buying it. So that is the thoughts. That's why it just got ahead of itself a little bit. That's what happens when a stock moves up at too steep a rate. It will typically pull back to the 21-day line. So I look at that 21-day line very carefully to see what the deal is. Okay, thoughts on Tesla? I've been giving some thoughts on that. Okay, so okay, okay. Good afternoon. Um, what did you get in the stock BYDD cheaper than Tesla? Are your thoughts? Okay, this is another Me Too Tesla, and there's many of them out there because the Build Your Dreams is a Chinese stock. I'm not too bullish on it. No, I'm sorry, Boyd Gaming. Is it Boyd Gaming? Okay, well, Boyd Gaming is different. Want to get in the stock BYD cheaper than Tesla? Your thoughts? Well, let's look at it. Let's look at Boyd Gaming. It's not a bad one. I like the gaming stocks really. I like DraftKings the best out of them, but this one certainly is in the running because I do think we're going to see some internet gambling. But you know what? I can't buy this one, and I'll tell you why. It just doesn't pass enough of the criteria. It doesn't pass the smell test. It's only 5 out of the 9, so I'm not gonna be interested in this one until it improves on earnings per share or something else like that. But the chart doesn't look bad, and I would watch this one. I would not buy this. This is a no buy for me. But that's my 2 cents on it. Okay, so NEM seems in a downtrend. Why is it a buy? Very good question. Well, let's look at Newmont buying. I did buy this for the small portfolio. And why did I buy it? Well, I bought it primarily because it moved off of the it moved off the 21-day line. So let me show you that. As you can see, oh, here we go. As you can see, there's this little green line here, and it pulled back to that 21-day line. But the trend on this one is definitely up. So there was quite a bit of selling today at 67.29. But I do believe that based on this, and let's check the buying criteria. Wow, it's 8 out of 9. That's pretty good. So I'm liking that a lot. It's on a good chart. The only issue with Newmont Mining are sales, and I do believe that's relative to the price of gold. So as the price of gold goes up, we should see that doing well. So let me look at the small portfolio, and that will show us what we can expect for Newmont Gold. So um, sheets.com, .google.com. All right, so let's look at the small, wait a minute, they're trying to spam me. All right, very good. So we're back to okay. And I'm going to show you sort of the small portfolio. By the way, everybody out there, it is super easy to get on the list to get a link for the small portfolio. And this is sort of how I'm trading and what my watch list is and everything like that. So the way you do it, it's very easy. All you have to do is go to DallasTradingFloor.com and you need the first and last name, and then we will get you on the list and you'll have the link and you'll be able to see this all the time. And a lot of people are taking advantage of that right now. So let me show you the small portfolio right now. And it looks as if, yes, you were right, absolutely. I bought Newmont Mining at 67.86 and it closed at 67.29. So it's off a little bit. I'm off $6 or about 1%. But I do believe that because it's pulling back to the 21-day line, I think we will see it reverse. So I hope it will. That's my guess. Now I did also make another buy, and I'm down a little bit more on that one, and that's Taiwan Semi. That is in a buy zone right now on that as well. So we'll see what happens to that tomorrow. I'm doing quite well in Tesla. I made the Tesla buy at 383. Now, why did I get in at 383? Well, I was waiting for it to pull back to the 40-day line. So that's why I bought at that point, and that's why I'm waiting until it pulls back to about 412. That's where I'm going to make my next buy on Tesla. But currently, that is the small portfolio. And by the way, we do have a kind of another feature of the small portfolio that you can see. And this is all my watch listed stocks currently. Now, Snowflake went in there, but it basically went in. This is not accurate because this was the original selling price for it. So it's way extended, and its current price is 53, but it's really not a buy yet because it hasn't confirmed. We did put Taiwan Semi on there. They're out of the buy range. They're a little bit below that. B2 Gold is extended. This is a cheap stock. There's really nothing right now. The only thing that I have on the buy list, well, I have two things on the buy list right now. Is Skyworks is in the buy zone, and so is Alibaba. So those are the two that I have in the trades in the buy zone. So if you'd like to get a more information about that, just go to www.DallasTradingFloor and fill in your first and last name and your email address, and we'll get you out a link right away, and so you can see that. So it's kind of a good way to see how I'm trading and what my watch list is looking like. So I'm going to see if we have some more questions. Okay, so what do you think about Tesla calls for next week? I don't know about Tesla calls. It might be good, but I want to see it pull back more. I wouldn't be buying any calls until it pulled back to at least the 21-day line, and that's about 400. So I wouldn't be in the calls right now. I think you could get hurt if you're in the calls right now, because I do think we're going to pull back to the 21-day line, and that's about 400 to about 412. I do think I will have a buy in at 412, but currently we're trading above that. So I don't think calls is probably going to be your best idea for trading at this point, because I do think that we've got to pull back a little bit more before we're gonna retrade. We're gonna move back to the upside. So that's kind of how I'm thinking on that. All right. So thoughts on DocuSign. DocuSign has been just a tremendous stock, but because it's part of the stay-at-home narrative. But it may be running out of steam. But I want to look at it. Yeah, it's running out of steam, unfortunately. Again, this has definitely got this has got a sell order on it. Okay, let me show you on the chart. This is not one if you're not in it, this is not a good time. It is trending downwards. We do have a institutional sell in there. And how do I know that? Well, we have these three red bars. Those are selling, and right at the earnings, okay. And then there's a gap down. Well, it's not really totally a gap down, but it's a gap down to the 50-day line, to the 40-day line. It failed on the 40-day line. Unfortunately, this is probably going lower. Unfortunately, it's going lower. So let's look at the weekly chart to see if, yeah, okay. Well, unfortunately, this tells the tale. This is going to probably move lower. So I just wouldn't want to buy it on a red bar that's below the 40-day line. It's just not a good practice. If you do that, you're probably going to lose. So I wouldn't be doing that. That's on the technical basis that I wouldn't do that. So I can't recommend DocuSign anymore. Since the whole market is down, what would you recommend buying in the next couple of weeks? Well, what I do recommend is I'm very interested in some of the gold stocks. And as a matter of fact, we have an intern here at Dallas Trading Floor. His name is Mervyn. He's an expert in many things, and one of the things is in gold stocks. So we're going to have hopefully some more on the watch list. Currently, I did buy some Newmont NEM. Now it's down a little bit today, so it didn't quite get, may have not got it quite right, but I do think there's going to be increasing demand for gold coming into the new year, because I think there's a lot of uncertainty out there, and a lot of people are going to want gold. Now, I don't recommend holding physical gold. I'm not a gold bug, really, but I do like the gold mining companies because a lot of people are buying it, and I like anything that people are willing to buy at a premium, and I think they're willing to buy that. So that's a good thing. Thoughts on Occidental? Oxy, oh goodness gracious. This is another, this should be, Oxy, in my opinion, is another example of a company where the board of directors is obviously weak, and they really should fire the CEO. The woman that ran this, and I think she may be out, she's dealing in a very tough market. I can't I can't. She's dealing in a very tough market, but she made one of the biggest mistakes ever, and that was to go to Warren Buffett and borrow money at 13.5% to buy Anadarko, and then promptly the price of oil went down. So not a very good move. I don't like the company. I don't like the management, and I don't like the chart either. So look at that. It's going down. It's got a relative strength of 2. 2. Uh, there's only one worse than that, and that's 1. And unfortunately, this one, and I say this gleefully. I don't say this gleefully because a lot of people depend on this company for their livelihood. But look at this rating on this. Look at the screen, the checklist for buying this thing. It only has 3 out of 9. Ouch. This is not a good buy at all. Stay away. Stay away. The oil patch it's hard to make money in the oil patch right now because the price of oil is so low. So I'm not just picking on this company. I'm picking on the whole oil patch in general. So unfortunately, it's not a good place to make money. Okay, Kodak CODK. This used to be in the Dow. This was a great stock until they went bankrupt. Now, maybe it's a mystery to most people, but they think, well, gosh, Kodak, they've been around forever. Well, they went bankrupt and then they reconstituted, and now they're sort of are back as a drug company. I don't know what they are. I'm still not convinced on them. I want to show you their chart. It's a weird chart. It was a downward trending chart, and then all of a sudden they got this deal with the government, and then boom, it went way up and then way down. So there is some buying on it. I think this is a potential watch list here, but I just can't be a buyer of this. It doesn't make the criteria. It only has 3 out of the 9 critical components to buy a stock, a growth stock. So no, I'm afraid. Here I am. I'm just poo-pooing everything, everything. But really, this one is not one you want to be in, probably. Any thoughts on Walmart? Wow. Well, Walmart, I do like Walmart. I think Walmart is great. Of course, they're the biggest retailer in the United States, in the world. I think it is now. So let's look at the Walmart chart. Walmart is the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, it's not an exciting, sexy stock, but and it's pulling back to the 40-day line. But I really can't fault this stock. I think that if you're going to own a retailer, besides Amazon, that's the other retailer, of course, this is the one to own. This is absolutely the one to own. And at 136, it's not a bad deal. This is a retailer, one of the toughest sectors this stock is in, and yet it passes 7 out of the 9 criteria for the screen. So this is just a very, very good stock. And let's look at the ownership. Fidelity, Contra, which is probably one of the best funds out there, owns a very significant portion of this. Not only is this a huge stock, but this is owned by 2,892 different funds. I mean, man, it just, if you want to be in retail and you want to have a toe in the water in this space, Walmart is a great company. It continues to be a great company. And is it buyable now? I wouldn't buy it today, but man, if it bounces off that 40-day that 40-day line, which let's give you the exact price on that. If it bounces off that at about, and it looks like it's going to, I mean, this is probably a very good buy. So would I buy it today? Well, let's look at the daily chart on it to see if there's a buy point on it. It's clustering right around right around the 10-day line, and it looks as if, yeah, it's very strong. So this is a buyable chart. Absolutely, this is a buyable chart. Now I wouldn't buy it today because it is a red line. I only like to buy on these blue lines as they're moving up. But a relative strength of 71. This is a little bit concerning because I like to see 80, but still, all in all, for a retail stock, you can't do much better than Walmart. It is a great stock. Okay, what's ahead for NEO? Well, I don't have a crystal ball, but let's look at the chart to see if I can discern anything for NEO. Now, I did trade in NEO last month when there was more hype. I like to trade on the hype going into earnings. That's one of my favorite ways of trading. Trade on the hype and then sell it before earnings. That typically will be good. I did very well with Space, Virgin Galactic doing it that way. So let's look at the chart for NEO. It looks like it's holding its own. Out of the Chinese stocks that are in this space, this is probably one of the better ones, but it's at $19, and I can't really see if we have. Let's see if we have a buy point in there. We don't really have a buy point. This is really a consolidation on that. So I would say This isn't really well, this is buyable. Well, it sorta is. I'd wanna see it pull back to more about 1644. That looks to me where there's some support here, or to well, I actually where it pulls back to the 21-day line. That's really where I would like to see it. So, would I buy it at 19? No, but I would wait if there was a reversal at about the 21-day line, or about 1650 is where I would think about it. But I don't think this is a high quality stock. Even though it does have a relative strength of 99, I don't I get the willies on this one. I think you could get in trouble if you didn't buy this just right. So, my opinion. Tesla on 918. Well, I do think that that Tesla is going to be, that's just a few days from now, but I do think that we're going to be trading up when it pulls back. I do think that probably tomorrow we're going to see Tesla pull back, probably to the 21-day line. Now, I'm looking to buy Tesla at approximately 415. Approximately 415 is where I'm going to buy it. Actually, the limit is at 412.20 is where I'm going to be buying that. But that's where I think it will change direction. But I do think we're going to pull back a little bit more, possibly tomorrow. And then I think once it reverses, then into battery day, I think it could be a very, very good buy. So again, I really like Tesla. Question mark. Well, I know I'm kind of giving you kind of weird speak here. So it's not the easiest. Should I buy Tesla tomorrow? Well, only if it pulls back to the 21-day line and reverses would I buy it tomorrow. So probably the answer is no, but tune in tomorrow at 2:30 and I will tell you if it is reversed. I'm going to be putting it on my small portfolio. And by the way, you can get the small portfolio super duper easy to do. All you have to do, if you're on TikTok, just go to the to my bio, hit the link, and then it will take you right to a sign up page. You can put the information in there, and then I will send you out the free trade alerts, and then we'll get you the link as well. So hopefully we're doing some maintenance on there. Technical problems, my camera not working, all this other stuff, but hopefully we'll get we'll get through that. So anyways, we're coming almost to the end. So PayPal, I really like PayPal. This is one of my favorite stocks. Um, and I do think it's a better buy than Visa or MasterCard at this point. Fortunately, it's fallen below the 40-day moving average. So I wouldn't buy it at this moment because it is falling through this critical line here. But let's look at the other criteria to see if we're doing wow. Okay, so let's just see how we are doing in terms of the checklist. Wow, it passes on all accounts. So boy, you know what? If this thing moves above the 40-day line, which it very well could be on relative strength of the night, wait until this thing moves above. Wait until this thing moves above about. Let's see, it's not giving me the number there, but wait until this thing moves. It changes direction at right below at about. If this thing moves above about 190, I think it's a buy. I think it's a buy because it's incredibly strong, and it just has everything going for it, and it really is it's a good alternative to something like a Visa or Mastercard. It really is. Okay, want to become famous? Okay, bigfellows.com. So maybe I can become famous. Hey Jim, can you check Facebook? Facebook has been kind of under pressure a little bit, but and it is. And if anybody's been following me a long time, they'll know that I do like Facebook a lot, and I've done very well with it this year. It is pulled back below the 21-day line. It looks like it's going to touch the 40 days. So let's show you the chart on that. And this is what I look for. If it's trading above or below this green line, it's trading below it. That means that, unfortunately, people are selling it, but that doesn't mean they're getting rid of it. It just means that there's some programmatic selling on it. It's got a relative strength of 88. I wouldn't buy it at this level. I want to see if it bounces off that 40-day. If it does, then I'm probably back in it. Let's just check the checklist to make sure. It's basically 8 out of 9, so wow, it doesn't get better than that. Well, it does. 9 out of 9 is incredible, and it would get better. But on the checklist and on the technicals, it looks good. This is a watch list. This is not a buy today. Put it on the watch list. See if it bounces off of the 40-day moving average, which is about at 255. So it's currently trading at 263. I want to see it come down to about 255, then reverse course to the upward, and then once it reverses course, it probably is a buy. But this is a watch list right now. It is one of my favorite stocks, so I don't think you really go wrong with Facebook that much. Okay, Nike. Nike has announced a stock split. Really interesting. Okay, well, wow. That is very interesting. Nike is one of the biggest components. And by the way, wow. Okay, well, you know what? Thank you for that very, very much. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you so much. I will show you how. I'm going to write this down, and maybe we're going to do some trading. This is a very easy way to make money. It's an easy way to make it. Whenever you get a stock split on a major stock like this, it always trades in a certain pattern. And I will show you this pattern on Nike. And thank you very, very much for this. This is a really good idea. So we probably will have a nice, if they've announced it, I have to take a look to see if that's true. But they've got 86 relative strength. They've got some selling going on. This might be a really, really good opportunity. Thank you very, very much for sharing that because I love stock splits, believe it or not, and you can almost always make money on a stock split if you know how to trade it. So there you go. What do you think about INO? Well, INO. Okay, INO. Let's look at that one quick. Lenovo. We talked about this one earlier. It's moved above the 20. It's okay. I wouldn't buy it in this chart pattern because it is trending down, as you can see, from upper left to lower right. Don't want to do that. So I wouldn't probably be in this one at this point. Now, not to say that I won't be in it again. When it turns upwards, man, I'm pretty about right back in. But I don't want to go down and then try to get back up. Sort of fall and I can't get up, right? I want to go up and then go higher. So my strategy here, and the strategy of a lot of very successful traders, is don't buy cheap stuff, buy high, sell higher. And that's really kind of what I want to instill in you. Okay, CLR. CLR. Is that CLR like the stuff that you use on your drains? I don't know. CLR. No, it's probably not. So, yeah. Continental Resources. Oil and gas. Ouch. No. No, no, no. No, this is like the airline stocks. I just can't recommend this one. Unfortunately, I just can't recommend it. Ouch. I mean, I wish I could recommend this one because then everybody would be a lot happier with me, but I can't recommend Continental Resources. Harry Ham's a great guy, but we're going to be recommending this one. It's only got 4 out of 9. This just isn't buyable. It's got a good enough pattern. I'm sorry. Don't buy it. Please. Please don't buy it. I don't think you're going to be happy if you buy this one. I think it's going to go lower. Okay, tomorrow, going to be a sell-off day. Yes, I agree. I agree. So is the SQQQ trading higher? Let's look at. I do think we're going to have a sell-off day tomorrow. I agree with you. I do think we're going to have that, and there's going to be a flight to safety. This is one of the reasons I'm holding off on Tesla because I do think we'll pull back a little bit. But let's look at the SQQQ. By the way, the SQQQ is a instrument that shorts the QQQ, which is really good. Now, right now, it looks like there's buying on this. There is a little bit of uncertainty out there based on the Q on this. Now, why would I ever want to buy a chart that's trending from the upper left-hand side to the lower right-hand side? Well, because this is not really a stock. This is an ETF that basically takes short positions against the value of the QQQ, and it's been trending up in the last few days. So therefore, there is some unsettlement, sort of, if you were looking at this in terms of like movies, there would be some unsettlement in the force. So this is sort of the force. If you could look at the SQQ, you kind of see how the market's going. I do think there's a little bit of unsettlement in the market. Would I buy this one? Well, I did have this a week ago just as a hedge. I got out of it as quick as I got in it, just when I just wanted to hedge my positions. This is really a hedging tool, not a terrifically great way to make money, unfortunately. It just really isn't. But sometimes you can make money there, but wouldn't recommend SQQ as an investment. Wait for the pullback, and wait for the pullback. AIG, boy, this is a blast from the past. Let's look at AIG because AIG used to be the biggest insurance company in the world. Now, I am, it's done much better than it's done in a long time. Mo Greenberg, of course, as you know, was the CEO of the company for many years. Now he's been retired for a long time. This has got a trend, and it's a downward trend, though there has been some buying. It's moved above the 21-day. That's a good sign. I still couldn't buy this. It's watch list territory for me. Yeah, it just doesn't fulfill the criteria. It fails on it only passes on 3 out of the 9 critical criteria, which I will go over later. And so, unfortunately, this is not a buy, and it's not even a watch list. Unfortunately, so I'm sorry to tell you that. Is Nike going to split? Well, let's see if I can find out if that's true, because sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. So let me just kind of search out there. NKE to split. Let's look. If it, we seem to be going through a split mania. Nike, okay. Nike split history. There have been 6 splits, according to that. Oh, here we go. Yes, sirree, Bob. It is. It's a 2-for-1. Not bad, not bad. Let's look at that. Wow, this is a good opportunity. So I will have information on how to trade this split. Splits, you can almost always make money on splits. I made money on the Tesla split. Of course, I made money on the Apple split. And maybe we can all make money on the Nike split. So this is really good. It's boosting its dividend 17%. Excellent. And it's going to split for 2-for-1. So I'm going to do a little bit more research on this to give you, hopefully, some inside skinny on how to make money on this Nike split. Thank you so much for alerting me. It helps me a whole lot when I have people out there that are kind of watching my back, and I really do appreciate that. Okay, it's not Nike, it's knee. Oh, okay, it's knee, N-E-E. Okay, is that knee? Did I get that right? N-E-E. But it looks like Nike is going to split next to energy. Okay, let's look at next to energy. This doesn't look like one I would want. Well, no, it's not bad. It's gapped up, but it pulled right back to the 20-day. This is a watch list stock, absolutely. It's electric transmission, very good. In Florida, not bad. Let's look at the criteria for buying this. Oh, it's 7 out of 9. That's very good. That's very, very good. So this is definitely watch. This is a good stock. It's a little pricey at 280, but it looks really good. It looks really good. Now, I don't think this one is going to split. I think what I was seeing on the web, I guess it's Nike that's going to split. Is that right? Yeah, Nike's the world's largest software said that Thursday, it's about to boost its dividend. Now, when was this? Was this recent? I'm just trying to think of it. Okay, so this is 118. Let's see if I'm gonna show the split for Nike NKE. Let's see if there's been a split announced. Okay. Okay, it's at 118. I think this is going to split. Yeah. I'm going to have to do some more research on this, but yeah, I think this is going to split. So this might be a really good one. Now, I have run over my time. It's an hour, and thank you for bearing with me. By the way, if you want to get the trailer, it's super easy. All you do is you go to www.DallasTradingFloor and the first and last name and email address, and you will be taken care of in that department. So again, until tomorrow, thanks for everyone stopping by. I'm sorry for the technical problems. Hopefully I'm going to get those ironed out before tomorrow. You can actually see in living color, you can see my mug as opposed to my passport picture. Yeah, that would be nice. So I'm going to see you tomorrow. Thanks again to everybody, and keep trading and keep making money out there. And I will see you tomorrow.